So, what are we doing today? I was having a discussion with Lono, aka Say Nato Rage, whose Twitch stream I will put in the description, about whether or not Counterbalance was a detriment to pulse rifles that had braced frame on them. The theory or the proposition that he had heard was that if you had brace frame, Counterbalance had a negative effect on the grouping of the shots and therefore was not worth using. So, very easy way to test that. We're currently in Iron Banner, and the Iron Banner Clever Dragon has braced frame and Counterbalance, as well as life support in the same tree as Counterbalance. So, we're going to do a test with life support first. And I'll do this at slight range so we can see. So as we can see, the recoil pattern is definitely up and to the right. A slow rate of fire, it's very easily controlled. If you increase that rate of fire, then you see it gets a lot more erratic, but it's up and to the right fairly consistently, although some bursts do tend to go just vertical without any right drift, and some have a lot more right drift than others. If we then switch in Counterbalance, then we see the grouping remains comparable, if not the same, and the recoil pattern is almost 100% vertical, and that remains true when you increase the rate of fire as well. You see there's ever such a slight drift to the right, but it's consistently less than you would get without Counterbalance. If we go up closer, we can show you the pattern. The grouping is fine. And if we go back to life support, then we can see similar grouping, but a definite drift to the right. So what's the conclusion? Well, Counterbalance definitely has a positive effect on the recoil. Doesn't seem to have a negative effect on the grouping, from what I can see. So therefore, I think it's still a viable choice as your final tier perk on the Clever Dragon, which everyone is farming at the moment. But saying that, increased stability and better recoil patterns is only necessary if you are finding that you are missing your shots. If you are comfortable using a Clever Dragon, or any pulse for that matter, without Counterbalance, and you're still landing your shots, then by all means pick another perk. Hidden Hand is great, Rangefinder is useful. Depending on the game mode that you're playing, you could argue Glass Half Full and Headseeker are useful, although the effective decrease to the time to kill is not there with those perks when you're 1v1 with someone with 100% health. So it does come down to personal preference, but we just wanted to dispel a little myth that has been circulating about Counterbalance being negative with braced frame, which I think I've proven fairly clearly it is not. Thanks for watching, and find my Twitch details in the description below.